Hello and welcome to Dirge of Mourning's Coffin Carrier. We are your hosts, Andrew A. Graves and Terabella Thorne. In today's episode, we will be listening to the new single, Until the End, from When Hearts Wither, from the new album, This Is Where It Ends. When Hearts Wither is a one-man band that started round about 2019 and has consistently put out music since then. Well, without any further ado, this is Until the End by When Hearts Wither.
I knew you were going to say that. Because you want
That just straight up kicked my ass. That really fucking did.
Very beautiful. Gorgeous.
Oh, I'm gonna need a minute to make sure I'm still, like, in this plane of existence, because that took me on a journey.
It sure did. I don't know where I was, but I wasn't here.
Right? It was so beautifully done.
Yes. I mean, we could say a lot about this song, I think.
Don't mind if I do.
Go ahead.
So, I'm going to literally just go through all the mental notes that I took, I should say. First off, that intro. Yeah. Holy shit.
Oh.
There's no way you could have, like, made that any better. The only thing I would have suggested is it went on, like, at the tail end as well, something similar.
Oh, that would have been pretty, yeah.
I think that would have been a nice little touch.
Yeah, I loved the beginning, too. I also loved the beginning. I noticed it, and it was very, it got you straight into the atmosphere of the song.
Oh, absolutely.
And in a very lovely way.
One of the things that I've noticed is when Hearts Wither's style of symphonic elements that they've been using has gotten better and better.
Mm-hmm.
The more that they've played around with the idea, and this just came out wonderful. It literally got me straight into the zone that I need to be in when listening to Funeral Doom, and holy shit, right on the money. The second part is the lyrics were fucking phenomenal.
I know, I noticed them too. They were very, very well put together, well thought out. Got you right into somewhere else. And just really, really good lyrics. Really good.
When reading them, I got the sense that this person is obviously mourning someone's loss and desperately wants them back.
Yes.
At least that's my interpretation of the lyrics.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Exactly what I thought.
Now, of course, other listeners will probably have different interpretations, and that's fine. But the strong sense of mourning and grief that I got, literally right off the bat, the first two sentences literally gripped me. Mm-hmm. And it was great opening lines. The lyrics go, "My hands so cold, I touched your grieving heart." Mm-hmm. You couldn't ask for a better way to open up a song.
Yeah, the metaphor in there and the once again the atmosphere that it gives to the song, it lends itself to giving you an overall atmosphere for the whole song. You know what it's going to be about.
Oh, absolutely. It paints just this, like, perfect picture of what you're in for.
Right.
And that's why, like, the lyrics just, like, I gravitated towards them so quickly. It just made me go, okay, where am I going on this journey? Because I don't want this to end, because it was going to open up like that.
I noticed something about the way that the song was set up overall. You have the first half, which is more of the angry in a way.
The death growls.
No. I'm not talking about the voice. I'm talking about the emotion is more of their
frustration.
Yes, frustration. That's a good word. They're frustrated that the person's gone. Then there's a little lull in there in the middle, and then it's still about grief, but it's about, I don't know, it takes a turn in there. It goes from this more angrier thing to this, I don't know, not really acceptance yet, but like something in between.
Okay.
I felt that there was a bridge in there, and then the lyrics sort of sombered down a bit, but then at the end again, it's once again very frustrated, and that's kind of how grief goes.
Yes.
You are grieving. Things are not, you're frustrated, things aren't making sense, and then you kind of have to calm down, or otherwise you're going to go crazy. And then again, you might feel a grief, and then eventually, I think that's how we eventually stop with the grieving process.
So, what you're trying to get at here is a sort of sense of trying to make sense of the madness.
Yes.
The confusion of, like, why did this happen? Is it who's to blame? Where does all this anger lie that I feel?
Trying to work it out.
Well,
I think it's a person talking to themselves, trying to work it out.
Well, there is a line in here that says, I soaked up all your shame, and what will this leave me? So he's trying to make sense of the confusion, the frustration, the sadness, the anger, all of the emotions that would come with losing someone very close to you. And going through the mourning process and just sort of laying out it all on the table, sort of going, okay, how do I pick up the pieces now? Right. And I got that in the sense of, like, the way that the song was also sang. You know, you had the death growl at the beginning.
Yeah.
Then the music sort of went slower and more like somber, where we had a light touch of piano in there. And then we got the clean singing voice, which was very heartbroken and very distant, and it was a struggle to get these words out. And then when it comes to the line, please come back to me, you could hear the very last time he says that, he almost screams it out to this, like, you know, non-existent void, as the death growls creep back in and then come back out to sort of end the song on a, like, ultimately somber tone of wishful thinking. That's
what it is. It's a wishful thinking at that point, but this is what grief is. Mm-hmm. And we've both been through a grief.
Oh, I would imagine everybody goes through this stage in grief.
Yeah, most people.
We've all been there.
Unless they're a year old and nothing's happened yet.
or you're a robot.
Yeah.
But no, like I said, the sound quality as well, the production quality, the production value was so raw, like an open nerve, that it went perfectly with the way that the vocals and lyrics
and I think that was intentional.
Oh, absolutely. Had to be.
It had to be, because we've heard other songs from this band. And I do want to say some things about this band.
Go on,
if we may go down that path.
Let's go.
Okay, so we first found out about this band a few years ago, right? You and I.
Yes.
Kind of discovered this band. And we listened to the first album. And I'm sitting there thinking through the whole album that this is some 40 or 50-year-old guy that's actually lost somebody. And because it was so touching and so emotional. And then we find out that this is one very young
and
guy.
Very talented.
Very young guy.
Yes.
And I'm like, what? Because it was so...
Honestly, I remember how I told you what I was picturing? Like this, like, you know, mid-40s dude with, like, you know, long shaggy hair and a beard, maybe a piercing or two, a bunch of tattoos, you know, and, like, you know, his wife and child died years ago, and he's finally able to get it all down.
We had some scenarios going on.
And then it turns out that it's literally just one guy who is, in my humble opinion, a fucking genius.
And very young.
Is that the part that you're just going to really, like, drive home, that this guy is super young?
And very nice person.
Oh, absolutely. The guy is wonderful.
Through dealing various different things. I actually have a wonderful t-shirt.
Oh, that's right. You did buy a t-shirt, didn't you?
I did. And the digital. And then I think we missed out on some of the other stuff. But this album is a different album than what I'm talking about. This is the newest one, right?
Yes, the new album is actually called This Is Where It Ends by When Hearts Wither. The album is coming out early next year. There's no exact date yet.
Okay.
But it is coming soon. But what I will do, as always, I will not only... before I get all tongue-tied, what I'll do this time is I will link not only the song, but the Facebook page of the band.
Okay,
so
that's good.
You can keep an eye on when the album drops. So I would encourage you guys to go and follow the Facebook page, go like it, keep up to date with what is going on with the band, and go check out their previous catalogue.
Yeah.
It is an awesome amount of work. The guy is a force to be reckoned with.
I agree.
This guy is, like I said before, a goddamn fucking genius when it comes to writing this stuff.
And it's only going to get better considering his age and his dedication. So
it's already gotten better since the previous album.
Amazing.
There isn't enough praise to give this guy, honestly. He genuinely deserves all
I would like
of
to see... Go ahead.
He deserves all the credit imaginable.
I would love to see where he goes. And
same.
You know, it's going to be amazing.
I would have to agree. Would definitely have to agree with that.
We'll have to look into the future.
Well, I'm ready for it. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm willing to see where this guy goes. I'll take that journey, because I don't see it going downhill anytime soon. Unless he decides to make a pop album for some strange reason. And then again, it would actually probably be the best pop album ever written.
Yeah, if you put that kind of work into it, sure.
Like that's how good this guy is, and I'm not.
I think he's one of those kind of people. No matter what he does, he's probably going to come out on top.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I mean. It's like it generally seems that he is so dedicated and hardworking when it comes to music. I'm surprised he isn't at the top of the fucking food chain at the moment. That's the thing that surprises me.
Well, we wish him a lot of luck.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
probably.
Shall we do the scoring, or did you have more to say about anything else?
Well, I was pretty much going to say simply this: that we've said a lot about the guy's talent, but I would also like to mention that even though it is just a one-man band, there are obviously other factors that go into making music, the artwork and things like that we don't always get to sort of touch upon in these short reviews.
Right.
But if all goes according to plan, eventually we will be doing full-length reviews of albums, and I cannot wait to do this album.
Yeah, I can't wait for certain albums. This is one of them, sure. I would love it.
Now, you mentioned scoring. 9.9 out of 10.
Well, I don't normally do 10s either, unless it absolutely flips me out of my chair. I'm gonna say I'm going to agree with your score, because there is that little bit of room, that wiggle room, where he's just going to improve in the future, and we know that already.
Well, it's not just that. It's, like I said at the beginning there, if that intro had a similar outro to the song, it almost sort of followed it in a way, that would have gotten it an easy 10 for me. But because it was just missing that little bit there to sort of finish the song off in a nice little, send away.
Well, I definitely think that 9.8 is a very strong, good score for a very strong song, and a great time that we've had listening to this.
Oh, yeah. So, I guess that'll do it from us here at Coffin Carrier. We have been your hosts, Andrew A. Graves and Terabella Thorne. And until next time, guys, remember, every day is a funeral.